We are all connected by water. It's in our bodies, in our food, in our drinks, in everything we rely on. We cannot survive without it. In the Okanagan Valley, we are fortunate to have water around us, water that supports our forests and ecosystems, our tourism, our business communities, our agriculture, firefighting, and our everyday lives. All of our water is connected and it's always moving, from the reservoirs and snowmelts into the creeks and streams, lakes and rivers. Eventually, it heads south across the Canada-US border and connects with the Columbia River and heads out to the Pacific Ocean. This means that the almost 400,000 people that live in the basin are dependent on these water resources, as well as countless citizens in Washington and Oregon. Everyone who lives in this beautiful valley is part of a water management system that is critical for all of us to continue. It's up to us to learn and to act. And the more we understand our water resources and where things come from, the more invested we get, the more passionate we get about protecting those resources, and the more we understand that all the choices we make can make the difference between a sustainable future in the Okanagan or not. As water managers, we need to think about balance and diversity, how all of our choices impact everything in the basin and beyond, from the health of the fish in the streams, to the success of the crops that we plant, to those cooling and welcoming green spaces throughout our communities. In this video, we want to plant the seeds of curiosity and connection, to inspire people to appreciate the water resources around them, to be thoughtful and efficient about using them, and most importantly, to inspire and encourage their friends and family to do the same. There are so many questions to ask and so many answers, and so many ways that we can help protect our water resources. We're going to present some of them in the video, and we challenge you to find a whole bunch more. So let's go ask some questions and get started.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. We're here today thanks to Kelowna Water Smart and the Okanagan Basin Water Board to learn about our water resources and ways we can protect them. Before we get started, I thought I would try some of my water humor. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what did Mission Creek say to the hiker when he walked by?
I don't know. I'm sure.
Nothing, he just waved.
That's so bad.
It's so bad. Okay, I'm not meant to tell water jokes, but we are here to learn about water, and I have some questions for you. When you turn on the tap, where does your water come from?
I don't know, from the tap, I guess. Maybe a lake or stream? I'm not really sure.
Okay, well that's a good start, and we're going to learn more about that in a little bit. Do you think it's important that everyone in the Okanagan be thinking about how to use less water?
I guess, but don't we have lots of water here? There's lakes, streams, and other stuff.
I mean, I guess we should try and save water, but is it really that important?
And those are good questions, and you're right, we do have water around us and some water resources, but we're not unlimited. We have to use less in order to protect those resources. What are some things we can do to be more water conscious and use less water?
Don't lose the tap running?
It's a great idea, Charlotte. Any other ideas? That's okay, that's what today's all about. We're here to learn about our water resources and ways we can protect them. So let's get started. The water in the Okanagan Valley, just like water from around the world, is billions of years old. The valley was formed when glaciers receded between 11,000 and 9,000 years ago. As the glaciers disappeared, they left behind hills and lakes and deposits of gravel, silt, and sand. All of the lakes in the Okanagan were once part of a huge glacial lake, and to this day, all the water in the valley remains connected. The Okanagan Basin is enjoyed by residents, tourists, and many species of plants and wildlife. It is almost 200 kilometers long and 8,000 square kilometers in size. It reaches from Armstrong in the north to Osoyoos in the south. The basin includes 6 main lakes, Okanagan, Kalamalka, Wood, Skaha, Vaso, and Osoyoos, as well as many other smaller lakes and streams, and 324 aquifers. Our water flows north from Ellison Lake to Kalamalka Lake and Wood Lake. Then it moves south through Okanagan Lake, Skaha Lake, Vaso Lake, and Osoyoos Lake before it crosses the border into the United States. For thousands of years, our water resources have been naturally filtered and cleaned. Wetlands and marshes, water moving through the earth into groundwater, and the water cycle itself are powerful natural water cleaning processes. Many of our natural filtration spaces that also support vast amount of wildlife have unfortunately been lost. But the great news is that people are getting involved in processes like daylighting streams and restoring wetlands. This is important work that needs our support. In the Okanagan Valley, we sometimes get distracted by what's called the illusion of abundance. We see water around us and we think we've got lots of water, and conservation and caution seem unnecessary. Most of the water we use in the Okanagan comes from surface water sources, lakes and streams. The rest comes from groundwater, drilling wells into our aquifers. There are over 4,000 licenses to store water or use surface water in the basin, and over 100 licensed water suppliers. That's a lot of people depending on our water resources. A great place to start understanding where your water comes from and why conservation matters is to find out who your water provider is and where their water resources are. Let's be water detectives for a moment and find out. Find a water bill from your home and look at the top. You'll see the name of your water purveyor or provider. Look them up and find their website and information about where your water comes from. Your water may come from a mountain lake or stream, from a groundwater well, or from a reservoir. The more we understand our water sources, the better we understand how important it is to protect them. When you turn on your tap, what comes out is called potable water. This is water that is treated and tested to meet interior health standards. Delivering the safe water we are fortunate to enjoy in the Okanagan takes a great deal of energy and money. Being smart about how we use water not only protects our water resources, it reduces energy and costs. Water managers need to balance the many competing interests for water, including fish and wildlife. Fish are very vulnerable to how we manage water body volumes. With higher temperatures and long summers, the warm top layer of our water bodies gets deeper. The fish move down to find cooler temperatures, but as the stratified bottom layers have lower oxygen levels, they cannot move too far down. Keeping that top layer thick enough to leave them some cooler water between the top and bottom is critical for their survival. As well as fish and wildlife, water managers have to consider the demands of agriculture, homes, parks, golf courses, and industries. Some of our streams are already over-allocated, meaning too much water is being withdrawn and causing stress for other living plants and animals that depend on them. I'm sure you're beginning to see how complicated managing water can be and how important it is that we make good water use choices. So let's explore some of those now. There are many ways we can protect our water resources. We can choose plants that make sense for our climate, combined with good growing medium and mulch. Climate-appropriate plants require less water, good soils allow them to root as deep as possible, and wood and compost mulches are not only attractive, they also reduce evaporation by up to 30% and add nutrients to the soil. This beautiful garden, created and shared with us by a member of the Okanagan Xeriscape Association, highlights how vibrant, pollinator-friendly, and sustainable our backyards and front yards can be. Xeriscaping is a landscaping approach that includes 7 guiding principles: planning and design, soil preparation, practical turf areas, efficient irrigation, appropriate plant selection, use of mulches, and maintenance. There are some green spaces in the Okanagan where turf makes sense, such as parks and playing fields. With healthy soil, efficient irrigation, and proper mowing techniques, these areas can form part of a healthy and sustainable community. They offer cool, rain-absorbing, noise-reducing pockets of green within our busy and built-up cities. Beyond sustainable options for outdoor spaces, we can make some easy, water-saving choices in other parts of our lives. Let's follow these 2 and see what kinds of choices they make. Once we're home, we sometimes have water left in our water bottles. Don't dump it down the drain though. Use what's left for a plant or a pet water bowl. Craving a glass of cold water? Running the tap is not the way to go. That can waste up to 25 liters of water every time. Instead, keep a jug of water in the fridge. If you see a dripping faucet, get it fixed right away. One faucet leak can waste up to 5,000 liters every year. What we put into our water system is just as important as using less water. Items like wipes, even those that say flushable, are meant for the garbage, not the toilet. Trying to decide between a shower or a tub? The average tub takes 164 liters to fill, while a 5-minute shower with a low-flow shower head takes only 45 liters. It's always nice to have a clean car, but when you can, using a car wash is the better option. Car washes recycle water, and washing your car at home will use more than 10 times the water that would be used at a car wash. Plus, any dirt and grease you wash off will end up in the yard or potentially down a storm sewer. One last water-smart choice around home is not to use our precious water to wash down driveways or sidewalks. In just 5 minutes of hosing down the driveway, you waste over 200 liters of water. Try a broom for a water-saving choice. It's been great having helped to point out some of the easy choices we can make to save water and protect our water resources. Let's find out if our first group of students learned some things too. Welcome back, everybody. So what did you learn?
I looked it up, and based on where I live, my water comes from the Okanagan Lake.
Me too. And I learned that the Okanagan Lake is a part of a chain of lakes, creeks, and streams. It's all connected.
So that means anyone who's wasting water or flushing stuff they shouldn't is affecting everyone else?
That's right, and it's all connected. That's the most important thing we need to take away from this. One valley, one water. All the choices we make affect everybody else. So what did you learn about being water wise and water smart?
Choose a plant that suits our climate.
Water them when we're supposed to.
And use good soil for those plants, and use lots and lots of mulch around them.
Yes,
Make sure you use reusable water bottles. No more single-use bottles. There was so last year.
absolutely.
And keep water in the fridge instead of running a tap.
Yes,
Fix leaking sinks and toilets, and use a car wash because it recycles water.
that's right.
And don't wash our driveways. A broom doesn't waste water.
That's right. A broom doesn't waste water. So those are all excellent ideas, a fantastic list. And we hope that everyone is going to be doing those, and everyone watching the video is going to be adding to that list as well, and ways that we can be water smart and water wise. Thank you so much for being here and sharing all your ideas.